Hey everybody, Ryan Airy here. We've got a lot to unpack after seeing Avengers Infinity War, but let's begin with the ending, that incredible post-credits scene. Now, before we talk about what the scene teases, I just want to say this is one of my favorite post-credits scenes of all time, ranking right up there with Iron Man's entrance of Nick Fury and Iron Man 2's tease of Thor's hammer. A post-credits scene should tie the movie we just watched with the one coming up, and this scene does that perfectly. The scene starts off with Nick Fury and Maria Hill. We haven't seen either of these characters since Avengers Age of Ultron, and it looks like they've been keeping busy. We see the aftermath of Thanos' snap as people are being raptured away, causing car accidents and a helicopter crash. I love that we get to see the beginning of the large-scale effects of Thanos' actions. It would be fun if Avengers 4 featured a time jump, so we could see just how much turmoil has erupted around the world from these events. Fury tells Hill to call Control, and it's not clear to me exactly who he means. It's definitely not the small version of S.H.I.E.L.D. that Agent Coulson's been leading on the TV series, and that show seems to go out of its way to give the middle finger to the MCU by not integrating with the films. In the most recent arc, which is about an alien invasion, they only briefly mentioned aliens in New York as a throwaway.
Aliens, you know? Have you seen all this weird stuff happening in New York?
Fury could have been talking about an organization called S.W.O.R.D., which in the comic books is a version of S.H.I.E.L.D. that's focused on alien threat. And maybe, post-Ultron, Fury started up a Black Ops organization to prevent alien attacks. Or maybe S.W.O.R.D. has existed all along, separate from S.H.I.E.L.D. As a cool little Easter egg, Fury also says to call Klein. This probably means this guy, Cameron Klein, who refused to launch missiles during Project Insight and was later rewarded with the position on Nick Fury's aircraft carrier in Age of Ultron. Maria Hill disappears in Cobie Smulders' most unsatisfying ending since the How I Met Your Mother finale, and Nick Fury activates a large, almost retro pager before nearly getting to mother in a Disney film.
Ooh, you kiss your mother with that mouth?
The pager lands on the ground and shows us the red, yellow, and blue symbol of Captain Marvel, whose first film is going to be released in March 2019, just a few weeks before Avengers 4. So who is Captain Marvel? Well, the original Captain Marvel was a warrior from the alien Kree Empire named Mar-Vell. The Kree, if you remember right, were in Guardians of the Galaxy and a few guest appearances on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Mar-Vell turned against the Kree and became a champion of Earth. He had pretty standard superpowers: flight, strength, and vulnerability, and just a sprinkle of cosmic awareness. In the film, he'll be played by Jude Law. Unfortunately, he died of cancer, and over the years, several other heroes have used the name Captain Marvel. One of his closest allies was an Air Force pilot named Carol Danvers, who obtained superpowers after her DNA was bonded to Mar-Vell's. She's had a variety of identities over the years, such as Binary, Warbird, and Miss Marvel, and also a large share of hardships, such as alcoholism and sexual assault. But over the past 20 years, the character has really come into her own, finally accepting the title of Captain Marvel and becoming the company's premier solo female superhero. So what do we know about the movie? Well, it stars Academy Award winner Brie Larson and is directed by Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck. The official synopsis reads, "The story follows Carol Danvers as she becomes one of the universe's most powerful heroes when Earth is caught in the middle of a galactic war between two alien races. Set in the 1990s, Captain Marvel is a new adventure from a previously unseen period in the history of the Marvel Cinematic Universe." Oh, well, there's a lot to unpack there. Well, first of all, who are the two alien races? According to Marvel exec Kevin Feige, Captain Marvel will be our 21st film in the cinematic universe. And we've never seen the Skrulls. There's an entire section of our comics that deal with the Kree-Skrull War, and we haven't tapped into that at all. So given Marvel's Kree origins in the comics, bringing the Kree Empire into the fold makes sense. However, for years, fans thought that Fox owned exclusive film rights to the shape-shifting Skrulls, who first appeared in Fantastic Four #2. However, it turns out that Fox owns the exclusive rights to just certain Skrull characters, like the Super Skrull or the Human Torch's ex-wife Lyja. But the two studios share rights to the entire alien empire. And side note, there's something about this synopsis that kind of bothers me. In Guardians of the Galaxy, it's mentioned that the Kree have been at war with Xandar for 1,000 years.
1,000 years of war between us will not be forgotten.
That's a long time. 100 times longer than the Clone Wars and Galactic Civil War combined. So at the same time, the Kree were at war with the Skrulls. And no wonder they lost. Two-front wars are impossible to win. Just ask anyone who ever tries to hold Europe in risk. And the movie will also serve as a kind of prequel for Guardians of the Galaxy, with Lee Pace returning as the villain Ronan the Accuser. Ronan hated the Xandarian Empire for crimes it committed during the war with the Kree. His title, Accuser, is because he's part of the Accuser Corps, a caste of warriors inside the Kree Empire. The synopsis also confirms the movie will be set in the 1990s, so get ready for lots of Tamagotchi and Smash Mouth on the soundtrack. We also know that Samuel L. Jackson will reprise his role as Nick Fury, and Clark Gregg will bring a slightly de-aged Agent Coulson back to the big screen as well. It's also been confirmed that Nick Fury will have 2 eyes, and I'm really hoping that Jules' Jerry curl from Pulp Fiction makes a comeback.
Don't call it a comeback!
Knowing that Nick Fury meets a superhero in the 1990s gives this famous line a deeper meaning.
You think you're the only superhero in the world?
And if you notice, the device he uses to call Captain Marvel looks old and clunky, like a pager from the 1990s, so we can reasonably assume that at the end of Captain Marvel's film, she goes off into space and leaves Fury with a way to contact her if events go really south. Kinda makes you wonder why Fury didn't call her during any of the 4 previous alien invasions. So why call her now? Well, Carol Danvers doesn't have much history with Thanos, but her predecessor, Captain Marvel, does. Marvel faced off against Thanos several times, once shattering the Titan's cosmic cube and turning him into stone. So, in Avengers 4, when events are at their darkest, Captain Marvel, the most powerful hero in the MCU, will arrive from space as a beacon of hope.
It's about time.
So that's everything, guys. Let me know what you thought of Avengers Infinity War in the comments. We're going to have a ton more content about this movie coming out soon. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. For Screen Crush, I'm Ryan Airy.